This is probably one of my favorite mornings of the year, and Oscars are one of my favorite times of the year in general. And today we got the Oscar nominations for the 2024 Oscar season. Overall, if you've been following a lot of the precursors, there aren't a lot of surprises here. Aside from like in the acting category, America Ferrera getting nominated for Best Supporting Actress, I think that was the biggest surprise in terms of like the major awards. But some notable omissions was like Spider-Verse not getting really nominated for song or score categories or best visual effects, which I thought it should have been nominated, and even Best Picture, because it is amongst the best pictures of the year. But there was a lot of love for international films. This time around, there were two international films that were nominated in like the Best Picture categories and like above the line category. That being Anatomy of a Fall and The Zone of Interest. But overall, the lineup is pretty much what we expected: American Fiction, and Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, The Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, and The Zone of Interest. These were movies that were projected to be amongst the best pictures of the year, and the only omissions that I could kind of think of is like maybe The Color Purple, which was picking up some steam going into awards. But a lot of people are actually talking about what people are considering the biggest snubs of the year, being Greta Gerwig for Best Director and Margot Robbie for Best Actress. Honestly, I didn't really ever see Margot Robbie being in that Best Actress category. She was probably teetering on like the 6-7 spot amongst the top 5, but I think that category is really stacked this year, and any one of those women deserve it, and they could have been swapped out for Margot, but unfortunately that is what the list is, and when you have tough competition, it's just how it is. But then the same conversation could have been made for like say Fantasia for The Color Purple or Natalie Portman for May December. They are both incredible performances and could have been nominated easily, but the top 5 that we did get are totally deserved. And then the other big snub is Greta Gerwig. Again, I didn't really ever see her as a top 5 director throughout the year. Maybe if the list was 10, she could have snuck in, but I honestly think there are 3 or 4 other directors that could have been nominated over her. One being Cord Jefferson for American Fiction. I would have loved to see Celine Song for Past Lives. I think she was probably the most deserving to be nominated. That didn't get the nomination. And then Alexander Payne for The Holdovers. He did an incredible job with the cast that he had. Number one role of a director is to get the best performances out of your actors, and Paul Giamatti and Divine Joy Randolph are almost guaranteed locks for their respective categories. And with the hype that Anatomy of a Fall was getting, I was thinking, oh, the Academy, not that they only have to nominate one woman, but if there was going to be a woman nominated over the other directors, Justine Triet was the one that was getting the bigger buzz, aside from Barbie being a top grossing. But overall, I mean, I satisfied with most of the nominations. I mean, there were movies that I wish had gotten more love, like The Iron Claw, but unfortunately that movie just came out a little too late, and it never had time to build its campaign. It didn't have a lot of time to build a lot of hype around it. It was mostly towards the tail end when voting already had kind of started, and it wasn't going to pick up steam anywhere before the nominations were going to happen. But honestly, The Iron Claw should have been a Best Picture, Best Actor, and a few other category film, and it could have definitely been on this. Another one, I wish Past Lives got more nominations. I mean, Greta Lee was incredible. TOU was amazing as well. That movie is just brilliant and one of the best movies, and unfortunately it only got a Best Picture and writing nomination, but deservedly. And one movie that a lot of people are not talking about is Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. That movie is great. It's the screenplay in that movie is incredible. The performances from the young cast and Rachel McAdams is really good. So that movie got completely shut out, unfortunately. And that movie was really hyped over the summer, but it really lost steam. And it's just a brilliant movie that should have been in the conversation, but it was. And that just goes to show how stacked of a year it is. There are so many movies. There's a bunch of variety of films, as you can see in here as well. There's a comedy. There is a big blockbusters. There's international films in this thing. There's a weird sci-fi movie, kind of like Poor Things. There's dramas. There's a bunch of things in this category, and it really shows the diverse and pool of films that we had this. But going forward, I mean, I think it's Oppenheimer's award to lose this year. I mean, it has the most nomination, it has the most buzz around it. It's winning most of the precursor awards as well. If there is any dark horse, it would probably be The Holdovers. If anything, maybe Killers there, but I feel like that movie has lost a lot of steam as well. But it's really Oppenheimer's award to lose. But going forward, I'm gonna do my usual top five, and I'll rank like the best picture nominations. I still have to see Anatomy of Fall and The Zone of Interest, and then I have to see a couple more performances, and then I'll give you guys a top five of my best pictures, or I'll do a ranking of the best pictures, and I'll do a ranking of the directors, and a few other categories. And look out for those videos coming.